It's time to hunt down those left-leaning red sympathizers in this week's episode of Cartoon Buffoons. I am Wyatt, and who is here with me today, as always?
Hello, I'm Morgan. I'm basically like Endai from Chowder, but a little bit more masculine.
You don't even need to. I love Endive, but we are here to talk about not a show, but a bunch of pilots.
Pilot pile up too.
Yep, here we are. We're doing 6 more pilots, and this time, you know, things are not as dire as they were last time. Honestly,
far better, far better
yes.
this time around.
Yeah. So. That's not to say that they're all winners or that, I don't know, like, I guess they're all, like, pretty interesting. None of them, like, I didn't hate any of them. I'll say this. I'll say that. Like, none of them I hated. There were some where I'm like, okay, yeah. But none of them
I think my
me.
least favorite got some solid laughs out of me still.
Yeah.
So, like, I think, like, yeah, it's one of those cases where, like, last time, no offense to some of those pilots, it was a little like, okay, all right, I get it. Is this an animation test? Do you want to prove you're good at animation?
Yeah.
Where's the I'm opening my burger. There's no funny. Like, there's no funny.
There was some of that in, I will say, yeah, like, one of them, I would say, has that sort of, like, this just seems like a student short film, kind of, like, animation. But we'll start the first one, Lucky Lydia. What are your first thoughts on this?
I feel so bad for ripping on Bob Camp style things every single time this fucking happens. I wish it would stop. I feel like a shithead at this point. Like, it's nothing against him. Very talented guy. Mm-hmm. I just don't like it. Mm-hmm. It does nothing for me. And I think of all the ones we've seen, Lucky Lydia definitely works the best.
Yeah. I think so too.
But
yeah, and I agree. Like, I think there's gonna be a I mean, maybe true or not, but there's gonna definitely be a narrative among our fans of, like, we just don't like like the anybody like this Spumco, you know, universe or whatever, like, games.
And for
animation.
me, at least, it's kind of true. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't hate because okay, real quick, let's just break down. Lucky Lydia is about a girl named Lydia who is annoying. Mm-hmm. And okay, basically, this is how I'm put it. What if Ed and Eddie was about Sarah and she wasn't a bitch?
Yeah. That kind of, like, the little sister kind of character that pokes her nose into everything and is annoying, you know, and the boys don't like her, and then she ends up, like, everything goes her way, and it, like, ruins their lives, like, slowly, and then eventually by the end of it, you know, she's ousted them from their own clubhouse and has, like, installed her own friends, you know, like Animal Farm style. Like, so it's like, I think on a basic level, I enjoyed it in the sense that I could see it becoming a show. Like, I could see.
So I think the premise could be a show.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't know if the way it was executed could be a show.
Sure. Like, I could see. There are some of these where I'm like, this is way too specific of, like, a premise to be more than one episode. Like the what the fuck was the Chris Savino one from last time?
Let me go. Oh, the one about the cat.
Yeah,
Faux Paws,
like that was like, what the, like, what is like we said, like, okay, they have the episode, they get adopted by the old lady. Is it just gonna be that from now on? If then, like, what's the, you know, they kind of, like, lose their core character trait of being, like, orphaned cats, yada yada yada. Whereas, like, this, again, it just feels like a like,
it's a good setup.
Yeah, it feels like a decent setup of, like, okay, annoying girl. That's basically, and then we, like, this is interesting because, like, later in this batch we also get another show that I would say more resembles The Mighty Bee. But, like, art style wise, but this definitely feels more like it, like, content wise, you know.
Yeah, so, this I do think also this show looks good.
Good animation.
I think of all the, like, this style that, like, Bob Camp and, you know, the Dark Lord himself worked on. This is
Yeah.
Just call him the Dark Lord. But I think of all those shows, Lucky Lydia is the one I think works the best for me because of the shape language they have going on here.
Yeah.
I like to see the characters move in this show. I like the way it's drawn. I like some of the like weird, like almost abstract weird shit going on in the beginning of it.
Yeah.
But also it sold me on like this is a really cool thing to look at. I don't see this being a cartoon with multiple seasons. Like I think that's always the balance issue with like ones that look really good or like have a cool art style is that you go, this can't be kept up well for a while.
Yeah.
Like
so like another problem I have with this pilot is there was a point in cartoon history where taking the like little girl character and moving them from like a damsel in distress or whatever, like a cutesy poo kind of character, and turning them into like an annoying brat was innovative and it was new and fresh. That is not true by the end of the 90s, and I'm
absolutely
fucking not. I'm sick of it. Just make them actual characters, you know, like that kind of thing. Whereas, you know, like, yes, Dee Dee from Dexter's Lab is funny. Cow, to a certain extent, you know, like, is funny, whatever. Like, those characters, like...
they have their place in the annals of history.
Whereas, but, like, at this point, you know, I am, like, we do need to move on from, you know, we need to, like, actually start to write that. Like, you know, like, I also don't like the hyper-competent female character who is always, like, rolling their eyes at the dumb boys or whatever. Like, just rate everybody in even...
just have them be an actual...
Exactly, yeah. Like, but I know at this point, they're really not trying to be, like, character-based comedy in that sense. It is just more gag-based. Like, lightly based on the characters, similar to, like, Looney Tunes.
I do think I like that Lydia is a little dumb though. Like it seems like Lucky Lydia is a good name because it does like she gets passed on these guys very rarely from being smarter than them. But just because like she kind of just lucks out.
Like fate.
And I do think that's like a nice that's a nice take on it, you know, because she's not mean or destructive.
Yeah.
She just kind of like lands in like a good spot on accident.
So, like I wasn't the biggest fan, but again it was like not difficult to watch. Like it's not something that I would be like, oh, hell yeah, this needs to be made into a show. But... no,
it's like, this is a fine pilot if it was, like, airing in, like, a cartoon special thing.
So I put it, like, right down the middle with 3 stars. So that's my...
They're called Buffoons. We're calling them Buffoons. Like, 1 out of 5 Buffoons.
Okay, sure.
I gotta draw a little graphic. See, you're nicer than me. I said all this nice about the art style, stuff like this. Like, I'm being very kind to it, right?
You're gonna give it 2.
I gave it 2 out of 5. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's totally... like, I probably would have if it annoyed me, like, a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
But, like I said, it just didn't... like, it didn't really bother me that much. It was just more like, you know, I've seen this before. It's nothing special. So it's just like, it's mildly funny here and there. But yeah, it just didn't piss me off like the King Crab thing or whatever, like from last time. So it was better than that. However, I am kind of mixed, or I'm interested to see where I'll land on this next one.
Okay, so we're talking about Longhair and
Doubledome. Yes.
First of all, when we talk about pilots that look good, but I can't buy it being a whole show, this is like the one that comes to my mind immediately.
This is like, what the like, they cooked so goddamn hard on the animation, on the anatomy and the character designs. Like, the people that are making this...
the shapes. Oh my god.
Yeah, the people who are making this are, like, master fucking animators. Like, they're, in the sense of, like, these are... this is like something that you immediately see and you're like, there is no way that this is going to become a television show. Like the second you see, it's just like Korgoth the Barbaria, like later on in Adult Swim, like no way that was ever going to become like a television show with how expensive it looks.
I don't know if you know this, the guy who made this also is like still on Twitter posting like pencil tests and
cool.
just art.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, this is the kind of like for lack of a better term, art pervert that is about that shit. You know, it's like basically. So let's just get to the plot. Longhair Doubledome is basically about two cavemen. But like specifically like they're you know caveman terms, don't you?
Yeah. Well, they're Cro-Magnons.
They're Cro-Magnon, yeah, and they're surrounded by Neanderthals. So they're like smarter and cooler and like you know more intelligent, like nominally, like not like you know.
Yeah.
But and that's kind of it. This made me laugh. I have to be honest. I got some laughs out of it. I was more so enamored by how the fuck it looks. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is that, like, it was almost so good looking that it, like, kind of took all the air out of the gags, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that is, if there's anything that is a problem with it, is that it's, like, it's a little bit, you know, smarty boy kind of writing, which can be a little bit annoying. And then it has... like, the animation is just, like, so good that it's sort of, like, yeah, it doesn't have, like, the oomph or the impact of somebody that would have, like, a more crude style, like, you know, our next one that we'll talk about.
I do think, however, that the dynamic's really good. I do think that, like, whenever a joke's between Longhair and Dee Dee, I think it works because it's not, like, the classic smart person, dumb person. Dee Dee's a little smart. Just a little bit. Yeah. And I think some of the like goofs that happen there, and also the fact that Dee Dee is using 1 billion frames of animation every second in the background, just moving around, making like little butt jokes, is like really fun. And I don't know. I just think like the whole time I was watching, I was like, I could see this being a show for one season before it gets too expensive. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely think out of all of the stuff that we've watched that have tried to copy that Ren and Stimpy, like, here's the dumb guy, and then here's the smart guy who's actually dumb, too, sort of things. Like, this one works well, and also, like, makes sense in the world of the show.
Yeah, given the setting. Yeah, it's very funny. That
because they're supposed to be like, oh, we are so much smarter than this other race, and then they're, like, just dumb in a different way. Like, they're dumb in, like, you know, they, like, have all these ideas and, like, rationale, but it's just still amounts to dog shit. Like, they're just still stupid, which I like, especially if you're gonna base a show's premise on fucking, you know, like, this race is smarter than another one, but like, whatever. Like it's good to take them down a peg and sort of like prove them wrong in the actual text of the show.
Like it's not like a real thing.
Yeah, the backgrounds too. Beautiful. Like, it's just like everything about this is just like, it's just gorgeous, which is why I was saying like I'm a little bit mixed because like I only found it like it was like mildly entertaining. You know, it wasn't like laugh out loud. This is amazing looking and I need it to be a show right now.
There was some there were some bits, but like I was just like this would have been a short that I would talk a lot about if I was like at a showing of like cartoon shorts.
For sure.
But I think that'd be it.
I feel like and I feel like that they maybe were in that mode for sure when like making this, because I like some of these pilots do feel like they are kind of made like as an art piece first and then as a like a Bible show second. I feel like maybe the ones
and I don't have a problem with that, but that is like an issue for like this like what we're doing here. But
like even something like the pilot that we loved from last time, Nikki, was like that again as a more cruder kind of like notebook doodle art style, but that is such a complicated art style in the sense of like it's always like wobbling and moving and the like designing the characters are very different, you know, from like normal shape language and things like that. So it's just
so you gotta make them read, but also like look like independently and have like the like forcing messiness with this stuff. It's hard, like it's really hard. I do think the one thing about Longhair and Dee Dee is that across the board, I watched the extra episodes that were released also, not just the one that like the one pilot, and they're called Wheel and Fire. And if we keep going down this route, how far could we go? Like I get tools, but like it just felt like this is a fun gimmick.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like we're running out of stuff soon.
Yeah. That's the. that is also the thing, is that like it seems like one of those premises that you think of and you're like, there's like a lot of possibilities, and then you start to write them out and you're like, there's actually like not a lot,
very limited.
not a lot of possibilities in this. So
I do think everyone should watch this one. It's on YouTube. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just watch it to look at it and just see how people move.
yeah, absolutely. And like how hands are drawn, and how like again, it's just like how characters, like the characters' head shapes are so unrealistic but evocative,
so good.
but then the like
Yes.
body, like in the hand,
It's very detailed
in the hands
and,
and
like,
the
real.
arms, and like I just love hands. Like I just love, like people that are good at drawing hands. It's just like great, you know.
I think also the show gets across like the like quote unquote caveman drawing in the character design without one-to-oneing it. Like it's the like I think getting the vibe of what a cave drawing looks like in a character design without just doing exactly that seems hard as hell.
Yeah.
And this show just kind of perfectly does it.
But yeah, it is like it's a really cool pilot, but I can't quite give it like a perfect rating because, like I said, it just needs to be a little bit funnier. I think I'm going above 3 though, and I'll land squarely at 4 as far as.
I also gave it a 4, and I know art style and like design's doing a lot, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I like the way it looked. I was very enamored by it the whole time. So
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Now I am looking at the dude who made its Twitter and seeing some of his posts, and I'm like, God damn! Hold on. Let me. Here's this. Nobody who's listening to this will see this, but.
This is a secret Buffoons
Yeah,
only.
here's a.
Yeah,
I saw that. I was like,
he's
oh, this is so fucking sick. Like, this is just so cool. It's clearly has like a love for that kind of like, you know, old school,
abstract,
like, like ancient art style and things like that. Which is like, hey man, I love it too. Next one up, is it Lost Cat? Is that the Lost Cat?
Yes, it's Lost Cat.
This one did make me like, as soon as I started it and I saw David Feast, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, look, I don't want to like, listen, I hate this. I hate when we're mean to a person on their own show like Cow and Chicken. Guys, listen, do you like Cow and Chicken, but it's a cat and a horse? Mm-hmm. Well, do I have... No, sorry. What if Cow and Chicken, but Chicken was a horse and Cow was a mouse and the red guy was a cat?
Yeah.
That's what this show is.
Oh, yeah, he is very...
That's what this show is.
Yeah. So, okay. Here's the thing. Oh, excuse me. Red Bull is killing me. I do like Phil Lamar. You know,
Phil Lamar's giving a very good performance here as the cat. Like him doing like the Dave Feist style of voice acting.
Yeah,
very surprising and very good.
Because he normally is such a like chill, like, you know, he's most famous for like Samurai Jack, but like in general, like he's a very chill person. He's, you know, like
he's usually grounded in his characters he played no matter what.
Yeah, so him being like a you know, the Dave Feist style like narcissist insane person, you know, like you said, he like kind of looks like the red guy and like acts very much like him, where he just inserts himself into some random person's life and like screams and fucks them over, like that kind of thing. It's like, again, just like with Cow and Chicken and I Am Weasel, it is like funny to an extent, but like
it gets annoying quick.
Yeah.
Like, it gets really annoying really fast. Like,
and it's like also hard to talk about because we already did a whole episode about both those shows. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing here. You know?
If you like Dave Feist's work, if you like his style of annoying and loud, you will like this. And I'm not saying annoying and loud as an insult. I'm saying it as a style thing. Mm-hmm. It's his style. And the thing is, though, I see and know a lot of kids that would find it really funny. I have never been one of those people. Yeah.
It is funny to me that, like, I don't know when this pilot was made. If he made it while he was...
It aired in 2000, though.
It aired in 2000. But I don't know if he made it while he was making the pilots for Cow and Chicken and I Am Weasel, and then those got picked up, and then this was, like, left on the shelf. Or if those shows came and went, then he made this as like a new, like, all right, what's your next project, David?
This one was part of the big pick.
Okay.
Of like putting a bunch of them up against each other and stuff like this. And let me just say, as I remember some of the big pick ones, like we just talked about one before, and I remember fucking Billy and Mandy was in there. There was no way this was hanging.
No.
There was no way in hell this was hanging.
Yeah. There's another one that's part of that in this batch that I am like actually pretty sad didn't get picked up, but again, we'll get to.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like, again, it is like, it's mildly funny. It's a little obnoxious. Not as bad as watching like multiple episodes of like
Cow and Chicken.
Yeah. And it doesn't have, look, Charlie Adler, great voice actor, Buster Bunny, thumbs up. Why not? He is really fucking annoying as like Cow specifically and Cow and Chicken. So like, I'm just glad to not hear him at all in this. So
I was like a character hiding in a horror movie, waiting for him to show up. And when Tom Kenny showed up, I was like, okay. Yeah. No offense to him, he's very talented. I just can't right now.
Yeah.
I'm in my living room. My TV was very loud, high up because the volume was down, and I was prepared for him to show up on screen and bust my speakers out. And kill my neighbors. Yeah. But he never came out. Like, okay. But yeah, this was, I don't know, man. This is a Dave Feist fucking pilot.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like I personally would put this at 2, like not quite 1 because I didn't hate it, but it is just like, it was the one where I'm like, all right, gotta get through this. Like when I saw it on the lineup, so
I think I gave it a 3, and I remember I have it in my notes right now. I gave it a 3 purely off of the fact Phil Lamar has never and will never again be able to act like this. Yeah. I give it because the thing is because he does do a little goofiness, but never like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah, that is like, that totally makes sense.
It's a novelty thing.
And Phil Lamar, I do like he's a great voice actor. I think, he's one of those guys that like really kind of blew up in my mind in like the 2000s. Like he's not so much in like 90s cartoons.
He 2000 up to now he's still working out. Yeah, like he's like he started there and he keeps working. Yeah, he keeps fucking working.
Like he's Bernard in Craig of the Creek, which is, I love that character so much, just because because it's just great to hear Phil Lamar in a modern cartoon. Also, like, what is it that's because I think it's like him, Craig, and the guy who plays Craig's grandpa all have Phil as their first name. So
that's funny.
Because Phil Solomon plays Craig, and then Phil Lamar. And I can't remember who plays the grandpa, but that's I remember learning about that. I was like, oh, there you go. I wonder if that was intentional. But anyway, done with that.
We are now at the, not to overstate it. We are now at the peak in my onion.
Yeah,
we're now at the good.
Yeah, we're in the good. We're in the squarely this is good zone here with these next 3. I was really these are good.
Oh, we're cooking. We're in the kitchen. We got the oil and everything. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, these are what I would classify as hidden gems. So Prickles the Cactus, first off.
Man. Yeah. How is this good?
Yeah. I was like, this is going to suck immediately from the premise. And then I was like, oh, wait, hold on. This is good.
You get, it's a show about a little girl who's a cactus. And I'm like, guys, this is such a non-big joke. I saw a screenshot. I don't think it's going to cook. I'm like, oh, no. I'm sorry. I wasn't familiar with your game. This was fucking great.
Yeah. Just another one where it has a really good animation.
Yes.
Really good art style that doesn't feel like it's too much copying a different art style. It feels very unique
in itself.
Yeah, unique and everything, and dare I say it, even though it is trying to be one of those 90s cartoons that is cool and stupid and edgy a bit, it is still a little bit cute. It has that kind of...
It has a cute, a little bit of cute and heart to it. Yeah, you're very much right.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely like the character designs and everything. I don't know, they're like evocative of both like cartoons you'd see on TV and like comic strip kind of characters, something like that. So
it almost reminded me of like a game you would play, like a Sam and Max and other stuff style game.
Oh yeah.
Where like I could see this being on a computer and like clicking around for Prickles. But basically, guys, Prickles the Cactus is about a cactus little girl who has a father and brother, and they live in the desert. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
And I know you hear the premise, you go, "What the fuck?" But it's really. I think the first thing is, I think just the idea of like how earnest this character is for the time of cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Even the nicest cartoon character from this time period is a shithead.
Yeah.
And everything about Prickles is like, she just wants to help.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about with Lucky Lydia, where it's like, you can have a dumb protagonist, but she needs to have like a little bit of depth. Like, there needs to be a little bit of, like, depth either in like the sincerity or in the whatever. Like, it needs to be more than just like pure id controlling her,
I think that makes it work really well for me is that like even though her brother and dad are in it, which I do like the show never explains why her dad and brother are human.
Yeah.
And she's not.
Yeah.
But I think even if like those characters are in it, I do love that like the adventure is her and her best friend who is another girl who's just like, is she a
some kind of weird,
like
fucking Digimon creature, like some kind of like
you look like a Digimon.
Yeah, like I don't know, just some kind of weird creature. I was like that. I was very happy about because
it's a cartoon just full of like two girl characters going out and having like a normal cartoon adventure without it being like gendered to hell.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. Yeah. And they are just like weird fucking dumb fucks going on an adventure and like and the I don't know, like even like the stuff with the father and brother, like that was good in the sense that it was like it set up the conflict, and I thought it was going to be like a little bit more cynical than it was, because you have the brother be like, talk about the anatomy of a cactus and say that we should eviscerate her, which got a good laugh out of me. And then the dad being like, I have a better idea. So like that kind
I love
of
her
thing.
Water allergy also, like going out and doing this, but she also has a water allergy and it makes her swell up. That's also pretty funny.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it's just like a, like, I don't know how much legs this would have had as a show, like as a full show.
I don't know. I feel like this one would have had a good bit of legs. I think just like even if they took it outside of the forest, outside of the desert, and like I think there's a joke of her going to school as a cactus that I could see kicking ass.
Yeah, exactly.
I also think this show's sense of humor when it comes to other stuff. I can't get over how hard I laughed at the singular rain cloud crying.
Yeah.
Every morning. I don't wanna. Also, the son be like this. Hey, Prickles, you're my friend. Watch this. It starts killing people with its sun's rays, and I'm just like, holy shit! What do you mean? Watch this, Prickles. I thought we were friends. I love burning people to death with dehydration.
I will say that this is the second pilot that has had this kind of like wasteland aesthetic to it, but I actually do like that, especially like with this show, because it is supposed to be on the like the 1800s sort of frontier, people, because I love the idea of people going, the whatever the fuck they were called, pioneers, that's it. And then it's just like, why the fuck are you wanting to live in Utah? Like, why does anybody like want to go here and be like, yeah, man, we're starting our city here? And it's like, yeah, no wonder you guys are all dying off. Like, this is terrible.
This is an awful place to be. What are you, stupid?
Yeah, so it's just like I just love that, especially like, and I feel like, yeah, you can get a lot of those. Like, I could see maybe like, her going to a schoolhouse, or there being like a small mining town like nearby, something like that. And you could probably get like a good cast of characters or whatever out of that. I don't know how much they would want to make it a show. I think that it's far enough along in the timeline of Cartoon Network that I think they're moving away from like the 7-minute sort of like, let's just take the characters and put them into a gag cartoon sort of style, which is why I think David Feast kind of like fizzled out like pretty quick.
Yeah, because he can't really like.
Yeah, like because I don't think he really cares to do that, which isn't like a like I don't know, like it works for him.
It's not a dig against him. It's just like it's just straight up, you know.
Yeah, he got 2 shows with 4 seasons, one with 5 seasons actually. So it's like whatever, he still won. So it's not like a detriment to him, but like yeah, I could see them now as the shows are going on. They want to sort of like build a world or establish a world, and I could see execs seeing this pilot not really getting, you know, how it can be like a full show, but I can see ways that they could make this.
Yeah, they could definitely extend this if they needed to. Like, there's room to grow here, you know.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. I feel like I gotta make sure the 5 is special. So I'm not gonna give it a 5, but like it is really good, and I totally recommend it to everybody. So like
I give this a 4, but yeah, I do recommend. Definitely check this out. This is a very fun one.
The next one is also pretty sweet. Thrillseekers.
This is sleeper hit. This is my favorite one.
This one is like I was very this one. I could absolutely see this being like, I'm shocked I've never heard of this until now.
I would be talking like if I heard of this before, I would be throwing this in front of people constantly.
Yeah,
I had so much fucking fun with this one. I was I'm like scratching the floorboards.
Yeah,
begging for more of this.
Yeah,
like
it's another one with like fantastic animation. Really great, unique character designs. Have you ever seen that picture? It's like a beaver or something with like bangs and glasses on. That's what the like
yes the little plushie yes,
that's what this character
looks exactly
like. That's what the girl character in this looks like. Very cute character designs for everybody. I'm a huge fan of the dot eyes like in character designs in general for like cartoons, and it has that like. This looks like I don't know. It just looks
Disney. I got like Disney Channel like era, like Darkwing Duck era vibes from the way it's animated.
Yeah,
like not like exactly the art style, but like the way like these characters move and stuff like that reminded me. Because there's like a little bit of like a real human movement to some scenes in Darkwing Duck and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because like they went around to like all the best animation studios and sniped all the good people from them and like brought them together to like make Disney Toon Studios. So like Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles and things like that, like you watch them and you're like, holy crap, how does this look so good? So this is very similar where it's like it's weird because in a similar way to like the Longhair and Doubledome before, that was really great because it was so dynamic and stylish and everything. Whereas like this is just so like there's so much weight to the animation. There's so much like it feels so, even though like wacky things are happening in it, it feels very realistic. It like the big outlines too on the characters and stuff, like it gives me the vibe of like
my God.
It's like MTV's Downtown or
Mission
it does
Hill.
Also
have like an this I don't know. This feels like a student of the game made this, who like really understands a lot of like what the animation was like at the time, the cutting edge of it. I mean, not like the basic stuff. But basically, Thrillseekers is about. Okay, in this world, apparently, there's a bar where the most dangerous Thrillseekers hang out. And we follow 3 of those people that go mini golfing. That's the setup here. It's Ashley, who is a lemming girl, who's like the number one. It's Joe, who is what is Joe? Joe's like a bat, I think.
Yeah.
Like a weird bat, and then you have Otto, who is a strange bunny rabbit. Yeah. But also a bunny rabbit that has the proportions like a grown ass man. It's very funny.
Yeah. It is. These all look like comic strip characters or something like or webcomic
Yes.
characters or something like that. Like it's some weird like early 2000s webcomic on like Smack Jeeves, you know, with like here's this guy, you know, drawing his furry characters, whatever. But like in that era when people were doing that, where it wasn't like neon dogs and you know, like things
before
like
we
that.
hit peak,
like with
the peak
anime
of neon dogs.
exactly, like they, like before the anime eyes and everything like that. It's just like this is the better version of it, basically. Like the more I just love the cute little button eyes are just like so good.
Yeah. I think also this show, besides being like one, it's really what this show almost smacks of like a action cartoon at times.
Yeah.
Sometimes the way they animate like the tricks and the thrilling stuff they do felt a little action cartoon. That's why I like compared it to like stuff like Darkwing Ducks or Tailspin, because those shows also have that weird vibe of like we're a little bit of an action cartoon.
Yeah.
I will say like across the board, I think that like the main character Ashley might just be the funniest thing to ever exist.
Yeah.
Her having like her lemon chemical imbalance, just like this, I gotta go do something dangerous right now, is such a funny goof for like a thrill seeker character. Like, oh, she's a lemon. That's really fucking good. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, oh, they're cooking.
Yeah, just such a good premise for the character, and like like I said, it's just like such a like you look at her and you can see like definitely like where the show could go and like how it could get good and things like that. In my opinion, this and the next show could have been better as Adult Swim shows, but
I agree.
It's also a fact that Adult Swim, when it started, was super low budget. So I think that it just sort of was too little. It was like a little bit too early. Like same thing with Korgoth and everything. It was just like too early. So I think that this totally would have worked in that same vein of like a lot of not just Adult Swim shows, but shows that they bought from other channels like Baby Blues and whatever. Like
holy fuck, Baby.
Yeah, I know. Mission Hill and.
Holy
and Clerks animated and things like that. Like it feels like it's like that exact type of show, which is the show that like every one of my friends who is like into animation wants to make a show that is like, oh, here's like dumbass like 20-year-olds doing something, not little kids, not like, you know, adults or whatever, but just like people who just turned from kid to adults who are figuring out their way in the world. They're dirtbags, they're stupid. You know, like there's not that many shows like that other than like regular show for kids. So like I would have loved if something like this got made, but unfortunately.
Yeah, I definitely do want everyone to watch this. I might start a whole campaign to make this the internet darling. Yeah. This shit fucking ruled. Yeah. Also, the cast of this show, wild. We got Gray DeLisle, Scott Menville, and Kevin Michael Richardson as the three people just bouncing off each other. And you can tell these are three fucking voice actors. Like, good voice actors. They're bouncing off each other so well. Scott Menville as the only non-anti-vaxxer from Teen Titans. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Hey, Carrie Payton.
Payton also is okay.
Yeah.
but like, yeah, just like, I don't know. It's like having those three together. They do such a good job working off each other. And I do love Kevin Michael Richardson always being a straight man here. It's a little rare, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah.
Because like usually he's like a little goofy, you know. He's like usually along for the ride, so it's cool that he's here as a straight man. Gray DeLisle is doing her voice. They don't let her do anymore.
Yeah.
Because now she's like just Azula.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So she doesn't get to do her like cutesy little like she's Azula or Mandy.
Yeah.
Because she does have like a cutesy little character voice, but they're just like no.
Which I do like. Like I don't know. I like that. Like Frida and what the fuck is that? Why is the name El Tigre? That's it. That's the show. Like
yeah, that falls on that too. Yeah.
She's I don't know. Yeah, she's sort of like her and Tara Strong or whatever.
They've gotten typecast in the opposite direction.
Yeah, now they're like sexy ladies, and it's like you used to be Bubbles. You know, you used to be.
And when she does do the Bubbles voice that now for like stuff like Harley Quinn, it's a sexy version of it that sucks ass. And I'm just like, but yeah, like she's so good here.
Yeah, I
Greg
think
Deliso's so good here.
Yeah, I think fucking Tara Strong as Harley Quinn is god awful. Like, I think that like
it kills me.
Yeah, I think like the lady who does it in the Harley Quinn show is really good, and then like the original voice actor is like I love her because that is a more muted. Like both of those are like less over the top, but then like in Harley Quinn, like when she goes and like gets into an argument with the Joker or her parents or whatever, it will come out, like the accent will. So it's like something that she's like burying to try to like seem more upstanding, and then like it comes out, which is like that's a better bit.
Yeah. It's a better bit, like a real person. Yeah, because Tara Strong either has Raven or Mickey, your ears bleed.
Yeah.
There's no real in between for her, so her going from I'm like, these are two different people. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
But enough about Tara Strong. She doesn't believe vaccines work.
And is a Zionist. But anyway, so
yes, that fucking too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But 5 stars for Thrillseekers.
Yeah, 5 stars, Thrillseekers. Please watch this. It's so good. I was so pissed this wasn't a show.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is bullshit. This should at least got like 10 episodes, and I'm weird about it the same way people are about Freaks and Geeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and the final one is probably my favorite of the batch, and that is Captain Sturdy, which does have like a similar style to like the Spumco in everything, but a little bit more like Billy and Mandy art style.
It's like it's going Billy and Mandy a little bit. There's another one. Dexter a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and here's the thing that I'll say about Captain Sturdy. I think, even though I would have loved to see this as a show, I think we did get essentially it as a show, and we got the best version of that, which is Venture Bros.
For Bros, yes, I agree. I think because we got 2 Captain Sturdy shorts, and Venture Bros kind of just has the same spirit of it, and I feel like I'm satisfied because I watched both the shows. I watched the pilot, and I also just watched the Adult Swim short they put out later on.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I'm satisfied with that. Captain Sturdy, for everyone, is about a aging, retired superhero named Captain Sturdy, of course, who's a Superman, like a fake Superman.
Yeah.
Who basically his union changes the rules, and he no longer is getting like his pension.
Yeah, it's like
so he has to go back to working.
Like the world that he lives, it's like the most annoying like pre 9/11 neoliberal hellscape of superheroes, like that, like that's what he is transformed into, which is a little bit of a a boomery kind of but like I feel like I don't know, like it's a lot less
it's
lazy.
Funny though.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. It's like
funny.
less lazy than like if a modern show did that and like things are too PC or whatever. Because when they're saying that, they're not talking about there's too many gay people in cartoons. They're talking about...
They mean capitalism.
Yes, they mean like there's so much stupid bureaucracy and there's so much like hand-wringing over nonsense that like it's like nothing is getting done. Like literally they have the monster villain that's going to destroy has a button that just says destroy the world, and they're like still like having a huge meeting of what they should do. And like when Captain Sturdy gives like a stirring speech, they still like, yeah, and we gotta like go through this process still because that's what we do as a country. And it's like, man, if this doesn't fucking reflect what I am feeling today, about
yes.
like our ineffective liberal government, then I don't know what else does.
Sometimes I think the big bad guy should be redacted.
Yeah.
And I also think I don't know. There's also some very fun stuff about the fact that they're fucking over this man who doesn't get his pension.
Yeah.
And his customers are mean to him, and the union's not protecting people the way they should.
Mm.
This feels political in a way that is kind of just in the middle of being political, and not a way that feels exhausting.
Yeah, and it also is of course this wasn't going to become a fucking show on Cartoon Network. This is one of those things where it's no shit. All of the writing and the humor is all adult in a way that isn't just like cursing or blood or violence. It's all just like jokes that would go. It's like Harvey Birdman or something, like jokes that would go over the heads of kids.
No
like
kids
why it's specifically funny. Like I quoted at the beginning. But like, yeah, the like
the left-leaning red sympathizers. That shit that shit killed me.
Because it is like, yeah, they're so old that they're like fighting during like the Cold War in like the 60s or whatever. Like that's the whole, and they're completely washed out. But he's still like in that zone of like, yeah, this is what we're doing, even though like the Berlin Wall has fallen at this point and everything.
I think. Also, side thing about voice acting, Corey Burton is Captain Sturdy here.
Yeah.
Having the guy who is known to be Brainiac from Superman the Animated Series do a Superman impression fucking rules.
Yeah.
He is so good at it.
Corey Burton is like a god tier, like above god tier as far as voice actors. I don't understand how he's able to do all these voices, and then you look and you're like, oh, it's Corey Burton? What? like you afterwards are like, I had no idea. It didn't like he doesn't have like a voice that you associate with him, like Tara Strong or Tom Kenny or whatever.
Because he's all over the place. Like you hear, like the fact that he, like if I say, oh yeah, Corey Burton, can you please voice me a hyper-calculating, super intelligent purple robot man, and he could give me Brainiac or Shockwave, and it would be totally different. It's crazy. The fact that he's all over Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, because he's also Sark in that, which is like the evil guy from Tron, which is great. It's the same. It's like Shockwave is talking to you, throughout the entire level, basically. So.
And then he's the fucking mole guy from fucking Atlantis. Like, I'm like, dude, what's your range? Relax. You're like going a little too hard.
But there's some great character designs in this.
The background superheroes are funny.
There's like the RoboCop that's always like fucking up and glitched and everything, and then like. They do have like
dude.
They do have the like literally like the PC guy in it, which is like a little bit on the nose, but it is also like definitely feels like a Venture Bros type character. Yeah, exactly. I think Venture Bros is like clever enough that they would just do that with like talk around it, like I think that's what their sense of humor is, because they have some people like Shore Leave, where it's like, oh, what if what if like this G.I. Joe character that is like a muscle daddy is actually gay? Like we're not just like, haha, it looks like somebody from the Village People really is like he's actually gay, and so forth. Like that's their style. They went like go straight for the cheap joke there. I think that it works here. Again, this is like ostensibly a kid's show, so it's supposed to have sort of like on the nose humor, but it also is
even though I don't think a kid picking that up
exactly
either, to be honest. I do think I watched the Adult Swim one, because there's an Adult Swim version also that I watched. I don't know if you watched. You probably didn't.
I did not. No.
You didn't have.
I did not.
Yeah, I watched that one, and it's about him getting his old Justice League together in order to fight, because the young superheroes are useless, and he has like a Flash stand-in. And he gets like a Mr. Fantastic stand-in, and he's trying to get like the super strength stand-in, and he found out I love this, that he says, oh, the stretchy guy said, oh no, you don't have to go find him. I'm married to her, and she transitioned to a woman, and they're just married as teammates.
Cool.
And that's the joke.
Yeah.
There's no one misgenders her or anything. That's just a joke. I'm like, what a weird, because I'm like, this feels not progressive, but like. That's it? Like, we're not going to make any goose about this? Nope. Yeah, she just has a new superhero name.
It's still...
like, okay.
Like, even to this, like, obviously, it's more common now to see, like trans characters and things like that in cartoons. But, like, even today, I am still sort of like, oh, wow, they actually... Especially if it's not just as a joke. It is still... It is still pretty surprising to me just because it is, like... Thinking of, it just seems like something that like execs or whatever would like wring their hands about.
Yeah,
so.
And I think it's even weirder whenever the joke is like just like if the listen, there is a problem with the joke being that they exist, right?
Yeah.
There's an inherent issue, but I think the way we do them now might be more mean spirited in these shows, because I think it comes from just like this is something goofy that I don't understand. Let me put it in here, and they move on.
Yeah.
But I think the way we do it now, I feel like only straight up real life bigots are doing it now.
Yeah.
And I think it's like so weird to see it and compare it. Like I'm like, okay, fuck, dude.
Mm.
I'm here on a backslide a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, great. This is a great pilot.
Great pilot, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I do feel like, again, it's kind of a weird thing where, like, I was laughing a lot during it, but it is a thing where I'm like, there's no way that this would have gotten a show. And also, I think as a kid's show, it is, like, a little bit too much for kids as far as, like, the writing and everything goes. Like, I'm sure kids will, like, find it funny on some level, even if they don't fully understand everything.
They get the goofs, yeah.
Yeah, but either way, like, I did enjoy it. It is a thing where, like, I kind of went into this being like, oh, this is clearly like a 5, but maybe I could see myself being like, okay, it's not like the best of the best, you know? It was just really funny, whereas, like, I feel like I said, Thrillseekers kind of had everything that I wanted in like in a cartoon, whereas like this, like, and it has never been done, like, there hasn't really been anything done like satisfying like that since, whereas this, I was like, Venture Bros, you know, we got 7 seasons in the movie.
And Harley Quinn also.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Like, so, which Harley Quinn is just like Venture Bros again, but like, you know, with more explicit superheroes.
I think the thing that like gets me about this is that, like, the reason why I'm giving this a 4 instead of a 5 is that I don't want more.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, I think I'm good with what we got. I think what we got was pretty sick. I'm good.
Yeah. So I think,
I think that not is a bad thing. Like, it was good, but like, I'm like, I don't need more. Yeah. Thrillseekers, I actively am like chopping at the bit. I want.
Yeah,
more.
I would love. Like, yeah, it's like Nikki from last episode, where I'm like actually pissed off that it didn't get. We did not get more, but
That's the measuring point. A 5 is we are actively upset there's not more of it. Yeah. That's it.
Whereas like this and Prickles the Cactus or whatever, it's like, yeah, I would want more. You know, like, I could see there being a full show, but it's not the end of the world, you know? But yeah, this was a good outing. This was like, like I said, there's things that I would actually consider hidden gems.
We're picking up steam on the pilots. I remember we did the first one, and you like messaged me like, oh, I don't know about this one, Scoob. You were like, very much,
I don't know if we should continue. Should we just kill ourselves right now and just end this?
But, like, I don't know. Should we like hold hands and take the plunge, like literally off a cliff? But you were like, no, it got better. It got better. So
yeah. So hopefully next episode we'll have some good gems in them and everything. But like, yeah, this was a good. It's a good outing. I was a little bit worried when we got like, okay, Lucky Lydia, it's fine, and then like Longhair and Doubledome, like, oh, this looks really cool, but you know, it's not the funniest. And then the David Feist thing, I was like, ugh.
Oh, that's a David Feist show. Yeah. And then we're like, okay, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas and gasoline. Okay.
Really picked up and everything after that. So, but anyway, this is a little bit of a diversion from the schedule. Next time we will be doing Ed, Edd, and Eddy.
The classic, the GOAT, the best of all time.
Yeah.
Not to spoil my review.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's kind of hard for...
Ed, Edd, and Eddy better.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ed, Edd, and Eddy is just one of the greatest cartoons ever made. So I'm just excited to talk about it. And we're doing it with a really good friend. So it'll be a good episode. But before we go, Morgan, plug yourself. Where can we find you?
Hello, I'm Morgan. You know the deal. You can find me at Girl Next Door on Tumblr. On Blue Sky, maybe co-host. I can't remember my name on there. I draw and talk about vampires and sometimes cartoons. Very opinionated. I have a Twitter. It's a secret. You have to find it. There's clues everywhere. The mountains are beautiful if you have the eyes to see it.
Yeah.
You can find out where I am. I have projects I'm working on. They're not ready yet, but you can always find me here at Cartoon Buffoons, you know?
Yeah.
I'm pitching, I'm even though you're listening to it, I'm actually promoting us now. We do a really good fucking show.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Go ahead, Wyatt.
It's good. I have enjoyed we've done a good amount of. We've done like 11, 12 episodes at this point, and I'm like,
yeah, we got some.
Yeah, we got some.
We
good
need a
shit.
talk show. Honestly, literally, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. Put me and Wyatt in chairs with like little VTuber cartoons that we draw of ourselves, and have us interview. Put me in a room with who's the funniest cartoon person they can put me in a room with. Put me in a room with I want to say Butch Hartman, but that's not a Cartoon Network guy.
That's true. I mean, he was originally like Johnny.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
No. Actually, put me in a room with Dan Snyder so I can ask him questions about Master Shake that'll make him uncomfortable. Yeah. That's what you need to do. Yeah.
Or Minora Team or whatever. It's just,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which don't worry, guys. We'll avoid doing Adult Swim show. We will be doing. There is one show in our future that I'm like horrified of talking about that is extremely racist. But that's like a few years from now in this timeline.
We have some time before that.
Yeah, I do want to. I don't even know what to do with that episode. Honestly, Chop Sucky Chooks, by the way, is the show that I'm thinking of.
We can literally just go. It's racist. It's not.
Because I don't want to watch it. I don't want to have to like review and like weigh its pros and cons against what it is. You know, it's just I don't want to deal with it. But we'll get there when we get there.
There's some good YouTube videos about it. But yeah. Go ahead, why promote your stuff? What are you talking about?
Patreon. If you're listening to this on the Patreon, thank you so much. You donate at the $5 level. If you want to donate at the $5 level and you haven't, and you're listening to this on YouTube, you can get that Ed, Ed, Eddie episode right now. Our next episode at the $5 level. Because I always upload the episodes every week. Also at the $5 level, you get some bonus podcasts. You get Cody and I, whenever we decide to go back to recording, doing Stephen King's, where we go through every single Stephen King adaptation of all time, and most of them are fucking horrible. And most of them are like 4-hour mini-series, so it's just like, dear God, end me. And at the $1 level, though, you still get some cool stuff. You get Wow Cool Robot, me and my friend Wayne going through all of every single robot in existence, reviewing them, 5 to 10 minute episodes. It's a good time every Tuesday and Thursday. Just check that out. And yeah, that'll do it for that Patreon. It's Only Magic. Go on over there. I also have my YouTube videos. Go check them out. I haven't made one in a while. I haven't made one since like February or whatever. But you know, we're busy. This is a busy. It's been a busy year, and I'm trying to get the mojo back. Like there's nothing has grabbed me yet as far as like a show that I need to tell the internet about. But maybe one will come along. Things are kind of fucked up in cartoon world now, in like modern cartoon world, which is why we're regressing to the 90s and talking about all these shows on Cartoon Network, because they're cratering into hell right now. But anyway, thank you so much for coming. Join us next time. Go down to the cul-de-sac. Talk about Ed, Ed, and Eddie. See you there.